Hello, my best students. Welcome back to Flexlish English. Today, we're going to talk about something that sounds simple but quietly controls your entire life: how you use your time. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants peace, money, confidence, better English, better health, better relationships. But most people ignore one important truth: nothing changes. If your day doesn't change, you can pray, you can dream, you can hope for a better future. But if your daily routine is still unfocused, distracted, unplanned, and wasted, then your future will look exactly like your past. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter if life has been easy or hard for you. Because the truth is simple and powerful. Your life is not built in years, it's built in days. And the way you spend your 24 hours eventually becomes who you are. So today, I'm going to share 15 powerful ways to use your time every day, not just to survive, but to transform your life from the inside out. And if you apply even half of what you'll hear, you'll feel the difference in your energy, in your focus, in your English, and in your future. So listen carefully, because how you use your time after this video will decide more than you think. Tip 1. Wake up before 8 a.m. This is the foundation of all success. No matter what your goal is, learning English, starting a business, improving your life, becoming fit, you need time. And if you wake up late, your day starts in panic. You wake up to notifications, noise, demands, stress. But if you wake up before 8 a.m. or even better, by 6 hours or 7 a.m., you start your day with power. You have time to move your body, prepare your mind, think clearly, work in silence, plan your day, speak English alone, and begin with purpose. Think of a student who wakes up at 10 a.m. She rushes, skips breakfast, scrolls Instagram, and doesn't have time to speak English or focus on anything. She's always behind. Now compare that to someone who wakes at 6:30 a.m. He exercises, plans his day, speaks English aloud, reads for 30 minutes, and starts working with a clear mind. Who will win in the long run? Not the smarter one, the earlier one. Because every morning gives you a head start on life, and if you waste it, you'll always feel like you're catching up. So from today, no more waking up late. No more snooze button. No more excuses. You want to change your life? Start by changing your morning. Tip 2. Spend 10 minutes in morning silence. This is something 99% of people never do, but the top 1% never skip it. Before the noise begins, before you check your phone, before the world enters your brain, give yourself 10 minutes of silence. Just sit, breathe, feel the stillness. Be alone with your thoughts. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? What am I feeling right now? What matters most today? Because in silence, you become powerful. You hear your real voice, not the voice of social media or pressure or fear. A businessman once said, "My best ideas came in silence, not in meetings." In those 10 minutes, you gain something priceless: clarity. And when your mind is clear, you make better decisions, speak more confidently, and handle your day like a leader. Don't underestimate this. This tiny habit will give you more peace, focus, and awareness than most people feel all year. So tomorrow morning, before you speak to the world, listen to yourself. Tip 3. Do boring things again and again. Most people fail not because they're lazy, but because they get bored easily. They start a habit, they do it for 3 days. Then they say, "It's not fun anymore," or "It's too repetitive," and they quit. But here's the truth that schools never teach and motivational videos rarely say. Success is boring. Mastery is boring. Discipline is boring. Because anything great in life is built by doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's not about motivation, it's about repetition. Look at any successful person in sports, business, language learning, or anything. They did the same small things. Wake up early, practice, read, repeat, reflect, repeat, fail, repeat again. Not once, not for a week, but for months, for years. Imagine a girl trying to speak fluent English. She watches one video. She practices for 2 days. Then she gets bored. She stops. Her English doesn't improve. Now, think of another girl. Every day, she does the same thing. Watches 10 minutes of English content. Writes 5 sentences. Speaks in front of a mirror for 10 minutes. Repeats the same grammar pattern every day for 30 days. At first, she finds it boring, but she keeps going. Day 30, she's fluent. Day 60, she's confident. Day 90, People think she's a natural speaker. She wasn't born with talent. She just mastered the power of doing boring things repeatedly, because every time you repeat, your brain grows stronger. Your muscles remember. Your emotions become stable. Your identity becomes clearer. So don't chase excitement. Don't wait for motivation. Build systems. Do small things daily. Accept boredom and keep going anyway. That's how champions are made. Tip 4. Train your discipline like a muscle. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you build, just like muscle. And just like muscles, you build it by doing the hard thing when you don't feel like it. Let's break this down simply. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is logical. Motivation says, I feel like doing it today. Discipline says, I'll do it whether I feel like it or not. You need both. But when motivation disappears, and it will, discipline will carry you forward. For example, a boy wants to become fit. He's excited on day 1. He exercises, feels great. Day 2, he's tired. Day 3, he has guests. Day 4, he doesn't feel like it. If he waits for motivation, he'll quit. But if he trains discipline, he'll show up anyway. And the reward? He becomes the person who always shows up. That identity is more powerful than any temporary feeling. Now apply this to your goals. Want to master English? Show up every day, even when tired. Want to grow your income? Work on your skill daily, even when no one sees it. Want to build confidence? Keep your promises, even when it's hard. Discipline is not about punishing yourself. It's about freeing yourself from excuses. Start small. Make your bed. Speak English aloud for 10 minutes. Take a cold shower. Finish one boring task. Say no to temptation once per day. Every time you do this, your brain gets stronger. You become the kind of person who can be trusted, even by yourself. And that's powerful, because when you trust yourself, you stop being afraid of anything. You know I will show up no matter what. So from today, don't wish for motivation. Build discipline like a muscle, 1 rep at a time, 1 boring habit at a time, 1 hard decision at a time. That's how you take control of your life. Tip 5. Spend 1 hour learning a high-income skill. Hard work alone will not save you. Good intentions will not save you. Even motivation will not save you. Skills save lives. If you want freedom, confidence, respect, and a better future, you must become valuable. And value is created by skills. A high-income skill means a skill that solves real problems, is useful in the real world, can be used anywhere, can grow your income and confidence, communication and English speaking, sales and persuasion, writing and copywriting, video editing and content creation, teaching and coaching, design, marketing, or technology skills. You don't need 10 hours a day. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to be perfect. You need one focused hour every day. Just 1 hour where your phone is away, your mind is present, your goal is clear. Imagine two people. Person A finishes work and scrolls social media for 1 hour every night. 1 year later, nothing changes. Person B uses that same 1 hour to practice English speaking, learn a new skill, improve communication, build something valuable. After 1 year, this person speaks better, thinks sharper, earns more, feels confident, has options in life. Same time, different use. That 1 hour may feel small today, but over 365 days, it becomes a new life. This is how silent winners are made, not overnight, but daily. So stop asking, how can I get rich fast? Start asking, how can I use 1 hour today to become more valuable? That question can change everything. Tip 6. Spend time with people who raise your standards. Your environment is not neutral. It is either pushing you up or pulling you down. Every conversation you have, every person you spend time with is slowly shaping how you think, act, and dream. If you spend time with people who complain all the time, waste hours talking nonsense, make fun of discipline, mock ambition, hate growth, then no matter how motivated you are, your energy will slowly die. But if you spend time with people who respect time, speak about goals, care about growth, work on themselves, think long-term, your standards rise automatically. You start thinking, maybe I can do more. Maybe I should work harder. Maybe I should stop wasting time. A person who spends time with lazy people will feel normal being lazy. A person who spends time with disciplined people will feel uncomfortable being lazy. That discomfort is good. That discomfort pushes growth. And listen carefully. If you don't have such people around you right now, that's okay. You can still choose your environment by watching interviews of great people, reading books and biographies, listening to meaningful content, following people who inspire discipline and growth. Distance yourself from people who drain your energy. This is not ego. This is self-respect. You are not here to fit in. You are here to become something more. And the fastest way to upgrade your life is to upgrade the people and voices you allow into your mind. Tip 7. Spend 30 minutes moving your body. Your body is not just a physical machine. It is deeply connected to your mind, your energy, your emotions, and even your motivation. That's why the most successful people in the world, from CEOs to athletes to world-class artists, spend a portion of their day moving. And no, we're not talking about hardcore gym sessions or lifting weights for 2 hours. We're talking about 30 minutes of walking, stretching, jogging, yoga, body weight exercises, dancing alone in your room, playing a physical sport. The form doesn't matter. The movement does. When you move your body, you increase your blood circulation, brain clarity, mental strength, emotional balance, daily energy. You will be more focused. You will speak more confidently. You will feel more alive and sharp. Let's say there are two people who are both learning English. Person A sits all day, doesn't move, eats junk, and studies for 5 hours. Person B moves for 30 minutes in the morning, eats clean, then studies for just 2 hours. Guess who improves faster? Person B, Why? Because movement unlocks energy, and energy is everything. Without energy, you can't focus, you can't create, and you can't be consistent. So if your mind is tired, if your brain feels heavy, if you feel unmotivated, don't scroll, don't complain, don't overthink. Get up, move, sweat, breathe. This will change everything. You don't need a gym, you need movement. Your body was built to move. And when your body feels strong, your mind will start to believe in your future again. Tip 8. Spend 5 minutes reflecting on death. We all know it. One day, this life will end. One day, this time will run out. One day, we'll look back and ask, did I spend my life well? But we rarely stop and ask that now, while we still have time, and that's the mistake. If you want to use your time wisely, you must remember that it is limited. So every single night, or even just once a day, pause and ask yourself, if I die tonight, did I live with courage today? Did I say what I needed to say? Did I move toward my dream? Did I use my time on the things that matter? Or did I waste another day being afraid, distracted, or lost in nonsense? There are people who got their dream job and died the next month. There are people who had amazing ideas and never shared them. There are people who wanted to change but ran out of time. The truth is, none of us know how much time we really have. And the purpose of reflecting on death is not fear. It is clarity. When you remember that your time is short, you stop overthinking, procrastinating, pleasing everyone, staying in toxic places, waiting for the right moment. You start being honest, acting now, living with urgency, protecting your energy, focusing on what really matters. So give yourself 5 minutes a day. Close your eyes and just reflect. Let the truth of death make you finally start living, because the ones who remember the end become fearless at the beginning. Tip 9. Spend 15 minutes speaking English out loud every day. Most people understand English. They know vocabulary. They watch videos. They read well. They even think in English. But when it's time to speak, they freeze. They hesitate, they forget words, their brain goes blank. Why? Because they never trained their mouth. Fluency is not just knowledge, it's muscle memory. You can know 10,000 words in your brain, but if your mouth has never practiced them, you will stay silent in real life. So what's the solution? Speak English out loud every single day, even if you're alone. Especially if you're alone. You don't need a partner. You don't need a class. You need 15 minutes of honest mouth movement. Stand in front of the mirror. Set a 15-minute timer. Choose a simple topic. Your morning, your day, your favorite movie, your goals, and just speak. Don't stop. Don't think too much. Just speak. If you don't know a word, use another word. If you make a mistake, keep going. Focus on movement, rhythm, and confidence. Tip 10. Spend time teaching others what you learn. This is one of the most powerful and most ignored habits of all. The best way to remember something is to teach it. When you learn something new, whether it's in English or business or motivation, don't just keep it in your mind. Speak it. Write it. Teach it to someone else. When you teach, something magical happens. Your understanding becomes deeper. Your memory becomes stronger. Your thoughts become clearer. Your confidence grows, and your value increases. Teaching doesn't mean standing on a stage. It means sharing, explaining, expressing. You can teach by writing about what you learned on social media, telling your friends what you practiced, starting a small YouTube or podcast to explain your learnings, helping someone who is struggling. teaching yourself in the mirror as if you're the teacher. Example: a candle burns brightly in a dark room. Now imagine there's another unlit candle beside it. When the burning candle touches the other one, the second candle lights up too. But what happens to the first candle? Nothing. It still keeps shining. It doesn't lose its light. In fact, now the room becomes brighter because both are glowing. That's exactly what happens when you teach something you know. You don't lose anything by teaching. You become clearer. You help someone else grow, and the whole space becomes better. So when you learn something, teach it. You learn a better way to manage time, teach it. You discover a shortcut to solve a problem, share it. You understand how something works, explain it. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to pass the light, because when knowledge is shared, it multiplies. Tip 11. Spend 1 hour building something that belongs to you. If you don't build your own dream, you will spend your life building someone else's. Most people spend their entire day working for a company, a job, or someone else's project. They give all their energy to survive. Then they come home tired, scroll their phone, sleep, repeat. Months pass, years disappear. And their dream? Still just a thought in their head. But some people, the builders, use 1 hour of their day to create something for themselves. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. It doesn't matter if anyone is watching. It doesn't matter if they're perfect. They are building. What can you build? A small online business, a skill-based portfolio, a podcast, a digital product, a community, a new career path, a language identity, a new version of yourself. Imagine a huge, wide, empty field. It's flat, quiet, untouched. Nothing is built there. It's just land. Nothing belongs to anyone. People walk across it, animals run through it. The wind blows, but no one notices. Why? Because nothing is there. There's no structure, just open space and missed potential. Now imagine a single red brick lying on the ground. Next to it, a bucket of cement, and nearby, one more brick and another and another. Now imagine someone begins stacking these bricks carefully, one at a time, every day. Not fast, not for attention, not for money, just one brick per day, maybe two, on the same foundation. For weeks, nothing special appears. It's just a small stack. But over time, something begins to rise. A wall appears, then a corner, then a structure, then a room, then a building. Eventually, after many days, months, or years, there stands a solid, strong, beautiful structure in the same field that was once empty. It is now owned. It is now recognized. It is now valuable. And most importantly, it belongs to the person who showed up and built it. That structure is your personal project. It could be a business, a brand, a skill, a book, a dream, a creative career, or even your self-worth. Most people walk through the field of life and do nothing. They use their time walking in circles. They chase other people's goals. They get lost in distractions. They go to jobs, come home, eat, scroll, sleep, and never build. And after years, their life is still an open field, full of unused space. But those who build start small, 1 hour a day, one brick at a time. And that 1 hour, it changes everything. When someone sees the final building, they often ask, "How did you build this? How did you get here?" The builder doesn't say, "I worked 12 hours a day." They say, "I showed up every day and laid down one brick, brick by brick, hour by hour, quietly, patiently, without applause, without perfect tools, just consistency." That's how dreams are built. So when you spend 1 hour daily working on something of your own, even if no one is watching, Even if it's not finished, even if you're not perfect, you're laying a brick in your foundation. And one day, others will see the building, but only you will remember the empty field and the decision to start anyway. You can rent your life from others forever, or you can build something that belongs to you 1 hour at a time. Tip 12. Spend time in deep focus. No multitasking. Focus is a superpower. In a world full of distractions, people who can focus win. But most people live in fragments. They start one thing, check their phone, watch a video, open 6 tabs, listen to a podcast, reply to a text, work on a task, check email 10 times. Their brain becomes scattered. Their thoughts become slow. Their confidence disappears. And worst of all, nothing actually gets finished. You must protect your focus like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Deep focus means one task, one goal, no phone, no noise, no switching, just pure attention. Imagine a sunny day. The sunlight is spread across the entire ground. It's warm, gentle, but it doesn't change anything. Now take a magnifying glass and hold it above a piece of paper. Let that same sunlight pass through it. If you keep moving the glass, nothing happens. But if you hold it completely still in one place for long enough, you'll start to see smoke, then a spark, then a fire. Why? Because the magnifying glass focuses scattered light into a single sharp point. That focused energy becomes powerful enough to burn, to change, to create heat and transformation. This is exactly what happens when you focus deeply on one task without distractions. Your brain is the sunlight. Your task is the paper. Your attention is the magnifying glass. If your focus keeps jumping, nothing happens. If you hold still, stay on one task and go deep, you create results that multitasking never can. That's the power of deep focus. Tip 13. Spend 30 minutes reading. Let me tell you the truth. If you are not reading, you are not growing. If you are not reading, your thoughts are limited. If you are not reading, your language will stay stuck. And if you are not reading, your mind becomes a mirror of whatever social media throws at you: chaos, noise, trends, gossip, and distraction. But when you read, your brain becomes sharp, your vocabulary expands, your focus strengthens, your confidence increases, your inner world becomes richer, you think deeper, speak clearer, live better. Reading is not a hobby. Reading is a daily investment into your mind and soul. You don't need to finish one book a week. You don't need to study for hours. You just need to sit for 30 minutes a day with one book that challenges and uplifts you. What should you read? If your goal is English fluency, read simple books aloud in English. If your goal is confidence, read mindset and psychology. If your goal is success, read biographies of great people. If your goal is peace, read spiritual and emotional wisdom. Example: 2 people wake up. One scrolls Instagram. The other opens a book. One gets addicted to noise. The other gets addicted to growth. One fills their head with comparison, fear, and wasted energy. The other fills their mind with new words, new thinking, and new power. After 1 year, they are no longer the same person, because books are like mentors. You sit with someone smarter than you and let their mind shape yours. But most people say, "I don't have time to read." That's false. You don't need time. You need priority. Stop scrolling for 30 minutes. Start reading for 30 minutes, and your future will thank you forever. Tip 14. Write a letter to your future self. Most people go through life reacting. They wake up. They do what's expected. They scroll. They stress. They sleep. But they never pause and ask, Where am I really going? What do I truly want? Who do I want to become? Because when you write a letter to your future self, you are not just setting goals. You are building a connection with the person you are becoming. It's no longer about, one day I'll change. It becomes, here is what I'm doing now, and this is the future I'm working for. Once a month, or even just once every few months, take 30 to 60 minutes. Sit quietly. No noise, no phone, no distractions. Then write a letter addressed to your future self. Start with something like, Dear future me, I hope you're strong. I hope you're focused. I hope you're proud of how far you've come. I want to tell you what's happening right now. Then go deep. What are your current struggles? What are you trying to change? What habits are you working on? What goals are you chasing? What are you afraid of? What do you hope has improved? What do you want to remind your future self to never forget? Be honest, be raw, be real. This is not for anyone else. This is not for likes or attention. This is for you to speak directly to the only person who will truly live your results, your future self. Because when you write to your future self, three things happen. 1. Clarity. You organize your thoughts. You realize what really matters. 2. Connection. You stop drifting. You start building a relationship with your future. 3. Commitment. You make silent promises to yourself, and those are powerful. It's easy to lie to the world, but when you write to your future self, it's very hard to lie. And when you reread that letter 6 months or 1 year later, you'll see how much you've grown or how much you've ignored. Both are life-changing moments. Imagine this. You take a piece of paper. You write your heart out. You describe your current life, your challenges, your goals, your mindset, your emotions. You write it like a message in a bottle, sending it into the future. Then you fold that paper, put it in an envelope, write the words, open on January 1st next year. Then seal it. Put it in your drawer. You forget about it. Time passes. You live, you grow, you struggle, you succeed, you fail, you keep going. Months later, the date arrives. You find the envelope. You open it. You start reading the words of your old self. And suddenly, tears come. Not because you're sad, but because now you see how far you've come. You read about your doubts and realize they're gone. You read your old dreams and realize you've started living them. Or you realize you're still stuck in the same place. Either way, it wakes you up. This simple habit gives you something most people never get, a mirror between who you were and who you're becoming. That's more powerful than any quote, because it's not someone else's motivation. It's your own voice speaking across time. What to include in the letter? What am I working on right now? What habits am I trying to build or break? What scares me? What excites me? Where do I want to be in 6 to 12 months? What do I hope I've learned? What do I never want to forget, even if I become successful? You can write it on paper, in a notebook, or even digitally with a send later email. But physical paper is best because it feels real. And when you open it later, it hits harder. We track our steps. We track our money. We track our goals. But we forget to track who we are becoming. This habit brings it all back. It gives you direction, motivation, accountability, self-respect, emotional strength, and something real to look forward to. Most people hope their future will be better, but when you write to your future self, you take part in building that future with words, truth, and intention. Don't just dream of a better version of you. write to them. Because the most powerful conversation you'll ever have is the one between who you are now and who you're becoming. Tip 15. Spend 20 minutes planning your next day. You've trained your body, you've trained your mouth, you've trained your mind, you've protected your energy, you've built discipline, you've practiced skills, you've spoken, created, moved, and focused. But if you don't know what you're doing tomorrow, your brain will wake up confused. Your time will be wasted. Your potential will leak. That's why every night before you sleep, you must sit down, take a pen and paper, and plan your next day. Just 20 minutes. No noise, no rushing. Ask yourself, what are my 3 most important goals tomorrow? What must get done, no matter what? When will I do it? What distractions should I avoid? How can I protect my energy? What time will I wake up? What is my English practice tomorrow? What do I need to prepare tonight? This one habit does something magical. It gives you control. Instead of reacting to life, you start leading it. Instead of chasing tasks, tasks follow your direction. Instead of stress, you feel prepared. Imagine someone who does this daily for 1 year. They always know what matters. They wake up with purpose. They don't waste time. They don't forget important things. They don't overthink in the morning. They take action. That person will beat 90% of people, not because they're smarter, but because they know what to do. Now compare this to someone who sleeps without planning. They wake up late, they waste 3 hours deciding what to do, they feel guilt, confusion, noise, their dreams stay in the background, their progress is random. This is not because of failure, this is because of lack of clarity. Planning gives you power, planning gives you peace, planning removes the stress of tomorrow by preparing today. So don't leave your day to luck. Build it like a creator, design it like an architect, protect it like a treasure. 20 minutes at night can save 10 hours of regret tomorrow. So now you know there is no magic, there is no secret formula, there is no shortcut. But there is a way to use your time so wisely, so powerfully, so intentionally that life is forced to reward you. Start with discipline. Build your mornings, speak aloud, move your body, teach others, read, reflect, focus deeply, and never go to sleep without knowing what tomorrow demands. Time is not something you spend. Time is who you become. So spend it like this, and you'll build a life no one can take from you. If this video helped you, subscribe to our channel, because here we build your English, your focus, and your future.